Keep it nice. No, I don't see. Just Google Pay on my number now. Just చెప్పండి. కిందికి రావాలి, బేస్మెంట్ వన్కి రావాలి. హరే కృష్ణ. హరే కృష్ణ. Please. This would also be like give 5 more minutes and we can start. First day so many are coming. It's okay, just manage. Right? Yeah. Anna, did you give that paper below to every each one? Paper one? I asked you to give some paper. Each one give one. No, we don't have it. Did you give the papers? Did you all receive a paper? No. Yeah, yeah. Can you go and give it, Anna? So, Hare Krishna, everyone. So we'll start with one chanting of one round of Hare Krishna mantra. What this does is it fixes our consciousness to this place, right? So we are coming after doing our morning duties and so many things in the house, and we're going to read and learn Bhagavad Gita. So we need to prepare our consciousness for that. So this helps us elevate the consciousness. So initially we always start with one bhajan and one round of Hare Krishna mantra. Okay. I will tell you more about this mantra, what it is, and why is it an important mantra that we should learn, maybe in the following sessions. But today we are going to do something called as congregational chanting. When you do it, when you do it alone, you do it in your house at your own place. Like something like, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, like that you do. So it takes around 6 to 7 minutes to finish 108 times, right? So if you can see on your chanting bags, there is a bead like this on the top. You all must be having it. That's called the Krishna bead. So generally we don't chant that bead. So we start from any one of the other side and use the bigger finger to keep the bead like this, right? Bigger finger. Can you all see? Yeah. And you use your thumb to roll the bead forward, right? So you go like this. After each mantra, you keep going like this. Right? Finally, when you come to this beat, when you're almost done, you don't cross over Krishna, you just turn it back and you go back again. Okay? And the index finger, generally in spiritual lines, nowhere this finger is used for any spiritual purpose, because it's kind of used for pointing others and negativity is filled. I mean, though it's part of our body, but we use it for wrong purposes. So there is a provision here in your bag, if you can see, to keep this one finger out. Something like this, right? Yeah. So you hold your beads like this. From a bigger hole here, you can take it inside and then keep this one finger out, right? Like this. And generally, you use a bag. The reason behind this, these beads that we are holding are sacred. The ones that we have given you all as neem beads, but somewhere in future you'll also start chanting on tulsi beads. So generally, all our prayers, everything we invest here, holding these beads, so we don't want them to touch the feet or touch the floor, like that. So we keep them inside the bag. That's the whole point. But anyway, I'll be taking one separate session only on chanting, on mantra meditation. Then you can know more. Okay. Yeah. So chant one mantra. So there are two activities you have to do while you're chanting. Only two activities. You don't have to artificially imagine Krishna or artificially imagine Rama or anything like that. Only two activities we do. One is say the mantra. That's 50% of the work done. That's 50% is hear the mantra. Right? Say the mantra, hear the mantra. As simple as that. But our mind is not going to keep quiet. The mind will go to block 1, block 3, to your home. It will go. You have to bring the mind back. Every time it runs away, like a monkey, it runs. You have to bring the mind back. Again, you have to chant. Bring the mind back, chant. Right? So that's very natural. The mind will go everywhere. At the end, I'm going to ask you how much percentage your mind ran anywhere. Right? So you can tell me. My mind was 80% around, so I have to keep bringing it back again and again. Okay, so we'll start chanting now. When I start chanting Hare Krishna, just chant along with me. And how loud you should chant? You should chant as loud as you can hear yourself. Right? Like at least you should be able to hear what you're chanting. That much loud is enough. Okay. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswatdeve Gauravani Charine Nirvichesh Nivar Pasyat Neshtare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Shri Bhuvai Gadar Shivsari Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. Yeah, we can chant together now. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. You all can see the screen. Yeah. So now we'll do something called as bhajan, as you all would have heard in the past. So bhajan is an activity where one person leads and other people follow. Right? So don't sing with me, sing after me, and try to sing in the same tune. I'm sure everybody is good at singing here. We all sing different songs. What we like, Mukesh, Kishore Kumar, I don't know, Ghantasala. So we can also sing this bhajan. It's a beautiful bhajan. It talks about the spiritual world, and it's a very soothing tune, right? You all can easily sing along with me. I mean, after me, right? So I'll tell the meaning of this first, right? So it's about Vrindavan. How many here have gone to Vrindavan any time in life? Yeah, in Mathura, Haribol. Yeah. So in Vrindavan, here it is being told that the first paragraph says, "Beautiful Vrindavan is filled with Chintamani gems and many jewel palaces and temples." Right. So this is what we have in Vrindavan. Right. Yeah. And many regal swans play in the waters of Yamuna. Right. So there is beautiful Yamuna River. In the Yamuna River, there are a lot of swans, going around. And in those waters, a splendid golden lotus grows. Right. Have you seen a lotus flower in any of the lakes anywhere? Yeah. So in this beautiful Yamuna, there is a nice lotus. So this is what happens in the spiritual world. So we are in the material world. This is what happens in the spiritual world. So in the middle of that lotus is a golden place surrounded by 8 petals. Right. So the thousands of petals, but in between there are 8 petals. On these 8 petals, the 8 principal gopis reside. Gopis means the friend of Srimati Radharani. And what is the age of the gopis? Somewhere between 13 to 18. So you can sit in the front here. Or anywhere. Yeah. Feel free anywhere. Yeah. So there are, gopis sitting there, right? And then in the center sits Lord Shyamasundara and beautiful Srimati Radharani on the jewel throne, right? So in the center, Radha and Krishna, both of them are sitting, right? So there are 8 gopis around. So why are the 8 gopis around Radharani? Because whenever Krishna feels hungry, one gopi will give a little bit water to Radharani and Radharani will give to Krishna. Whenever Krishna wants to eat something, a gopi will give some butter and Radharani will give. So they are assisting Radharani, right? And third paragraph, the great beauty of the divine couple and their charming joking and laughter continuously showers nectar everywhere. So when God and his consort, Radha and Krishna are sitting in the spiritual world, what do you think they are discussing? Are they discussing any serious topics? No. No serious topic happens in the spiritual world. So spiritual world means always joking, hasya parihasa, meaning always nicely smiling and joking and cracking fun jokes with each other. That's what happens. So if there is anybody serious here, you can go home. You'll never go to spiritual world. Spiritual world needs people who are happy, right? Spirituality needs people who are happy, who will want to be happy at least, right? So here Radha and Krishna are always then joking. And Narottam Das Thakur is the name of the person who has written this bhajan. So Narottama Dasa says, I pray that these beautiful eternal transcendental pastimes of the divine couple may be always manifest in my heart. So he's saying that this vision that I have of this divine couple sitting on the throne of lotus, it should always be in my heart. Right. So we should also pray that the same vision always comes to us in our heart whenever we close our eyes. We should be able to see Radha and Krishna sitting on this beautiful lotus, surrounded by 8 petals and 8 gopis and nice, beautiful Yamuna, and there are jewel palaces, and this is the spiritual world, right? So this bhajan is written by Narottam Das Thakur around 500 years ago. So you can also try to sing this bhajan. I encourage you, sing it loudly as much as you can. You all can sing. So don't hesitate, don't feel shy. We're all singing God's bhajan, right? So I said, don't sing with me, sing after me. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Vidyachinta Manidhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Everybody. Vidyachinta Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Vidyachintamani Dham Ratana Mandira Manohara. विद्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहार नीर राजा हंसा के कार आवे शोभे कनक कमारा नीर राजा हंसा के कार आवे शोभे कनक कमारा रम्य स्थान विद्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहार हेमातीका अष्टाडाले बेसी टीका अष्टाडाले प्रधान नायिका हेमातीका अष्टाडाले बेसी टीका अष्टाडाले प्रधान नायिका रत्नाशाने वशियाचे दुई गाने क्षमा संगे सुंदरी राधिका रत्नाशाने वशियाचे दुई गाने क्षमा संगे सुंदरी राधिका रम्य स्थान विद्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहार कन्या राशि आम्ही अपरिचितासी आस्या परिहास संभाषणे कन्या राशि आम्ही अपरिचितासी आस्या परिहास संभाषणे दासा कोय नित्या लीला सुखामोय सदै स्पृह मोरा सा कोई नित्या लीला सुखा मोर मोरा स्थान विद्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vrindavanaranyasthana Divyachintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavanaranyasthana Divyachintamani Ratana Mandira Manohara. So do you all like the version? Yeah, soothing, very nice to the heart. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So these are called invocation prayers. Before we start any spiritual discussion, we should chant these prayers. The prayers are already there in the printout that I have given you. And they're also there in the page 1 of Bhagavad Gita. When you go to page 1 inside Bhagavad Gita, you also find the same prayers. Right? So these prayers are asking permission from the great gurus who have passed down this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to all of us. So it's a prayer of gratitude. For some of you who is the first time, I'm sure it's a little difficult to recite the prayers along with me. But if you already know this prayers, you can try to repeat it along with me. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So the prayers below, I request you to repeat after me. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswat Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hukum karoti vachalam pangam langyate kirmitya pahatama vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Oma Pavitro Pavitro Va Sarvavasthangato Piva Yatsmaret Pundarikaksha Sabhyabhyantaram Suche Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Hare Krishna. So, welcome all. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming for Bhagavad Gita, this new session we are starting here in this beautiful complex called my home Krishe. And I'm very, very grateful to all the residents who have come here and also some of my friends who have brought their friends from outside my home Krishe. So, thank you, Chakrapani Prabhu, for bringing your friends. Tulsi Prabhu, thank you. So I will request, since it's the first session, we will spend a little bit of time knowing each other because it's spiritual sessions and it's very personal, right? We want to know who we are and you can know who your neighbor is sitting here. So that's my wife Anuradha, Priya Devidasi, and that's my elder son, Parth, and the younger son has just gone out. He was here some time back, his name is Hriday. This is how we welcome in spiritual life. Yeah, thank you all for coming. We can switch off the mic now, please. Yeah. Okay, so what is this slide? Looks like very, very busy slide with too much written on it. So it is about an introduction to what we're going to do in the next 12 weeks. Possibly 12 weeks we'll finish this. And why do we need to do this course called Science of Self-Realization? Right? See, none of us have gone to any Gurukul. We have not gone to any formal Gurukul in our childhood. And knowledge like Bhagavad Gita speaks at a level of consciousness. In simple words, we are talking about, going to 12th grade without attending first grade. Right? So we have to attend first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. And there are a lot of questions that are kind of in our mind, right, which are bothering us. If we don't get answers to that and accept Krishna, then only we can understand Bhagavad Gita. First, we need to get those answers, basic level answers. This course includes, as I said, 12 sessions, and here is the sequence in which we will go. The first session that we will attempt to finish today, because we started a little late, I'll see how much you can finish, is In Search of Happiness. Temporary happiness or permanent happiness, right? So this we're going to discuss, and then we'll discuss, is God a creation of human mind? I mean, really, does God exist? Or is it something that we are imagining, people are imagining? Is there a scientific way to prove that God exists? Tomorrow our children are going to ask, your twins are going to ask, is he really there? You kept some photograph, some picture, somebody drew it, and you're saying it's God. Why should I believe? Right? So these questions we should be equipped to answer in a scientific way. Otherwise, next generation we can't convince them about God consciousness. Yeah. Probably you can come there and you can see the screen nicely. So we just cross and come. Yeah. So the third session we're going to deal is why believe in scriptures. See in your hand right now you see a book. The book can be printed by anyone. Anybody can write English today, right? We all know how to write English today. Anybody can write any book and say it as Gita, right? So why should I believe in scriptures? A fundamental question. How do I know what is written in that book is true? How many have this question? Now let's be frank. Nobody has. I had so many questions. I don't want to believe, first of all, that what is written in the book is true. Prove me. Prove me. Because these questions people have today. We go to temple, we worship, but we're not totally sure what's going on here is scientific or not. Because everybody wants to get scientific answers, right? Scientific answer means you put A into that, B into that, and C comes out, right? So there is experiment, hence proved. So you have to prove everything scientifically. So these questions have to be answered. And the fourth one is, what are the three modes of mental nature? We hear about sattvic, right? Sattvic guna, tamo guna, rajo guna. mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. What is this? And how does it apply to us? Is it really available around me, or what is this concept called Sattva-guna? Right? We're going to dwell into that. And the fourth one, very essential, is who is a guru and why do I need a guru? Right? Who is a guru? Any guru wearing, clothes like any person wearing clothes like this, it has become a guru? No, like this dhoti is, I can say, 200 rupees. This kurta is around, say, 150 rupees. Right? This khandwa is another 50 rupees. And what I'm wearing here is, say, 20 rupees. So total is 420. Right? So that doesn't make me a guru. Just because I have a beard till the ground doesn't make me a guru. Right? So who is a guru? How can a guru be identified? A real guru, how can he be identified? That's very, very important for you to know, right? So you don't get cheated by any person who comes on YouTube or anywhere outside. You don't want to be cheated. So you want to know, as per scriptures, how is God telling a guru has to be identified? Very simple. Then, who am I? What is my real nature? Who am I? I mean, I can see in the mirror every morning. I look like this. Maybe I'm the smartest person alive. I don't know what people think when they see the mirror in the morning. But exactly who am I? Because I'm changing day after day. I can see my hair is going gray. I can see my body structure is changing. I can see that I'm getting older. But who is this person inside me? Right? If that is a soul, prove me that there is a soul. Prove me that a soul exists. Right? We say that I'm Atma hai, I'm Sharir nahi hai. You have heard that many places. But how do I prove that? I want a scientific way to prove that soul actually exists. And then we go into the session, which I think we'll conduct 12 o'clock in the night, and what is death and what happens after death. Not in the morning, we'll do it in the night sometime. So the session also includes, does ghosts exist? Is ghost is a concept that is false, or I don't know, did Ramsey brothers create it, or whatever it is, right? So you want to know what is death, what happens at death, what happens after death, where is, the whole, in a very, very structured and scientific way. We'll go through that. And then there is this very, very essential question that a lot of people get confused is destiny, free will, and God's mercy. If there is a destiny, then do we have freedom in our life? I mean, contradicting, right? A little bit. If there is destiny, do I really have freedom? And if there is freedom for me to do anything, then there is destiny, right? If I want to do anything I want, is there destiny or no? And if there is destiny, then it's destiny doing it. It's not me doing it, right? Tomorrow I met with an accident. It's destiny, right? I can't go and bang somebody on the road, and traffic police fellow says, "Oh, what are you doing?" It's destiny. You can't say that, right? At the same time, if there is free will, then is there something called destiny? So this is a question that a lot of people get confused to answer. And Bhagavad Gita beautifully explains that. Actually, when you go through all these sessions, indirectly you'll finish 40% of the book that you're holding. 40% of Bhagavad Gita will be done by the time you finish. And then we start from the beginning, right? So it's a structured way, that's why I said. And the ninth one, very essential question. Oftentimes, whenever we have any difficulties in life, we ask this question: why do bad things happen to good people? See, I'm the best person alive. So why are bad things happening to me? Or you can ask it reverse way also. Why do good things happen to bad people? That is also something you can ask, right? And then the next one is religion on trial. Are there many gods, or there is one God? Right? Our religion has many gods. They say there is only one God. How do I prove that there is one God? Is my favorite God better than your favorite God? Right? Prabhuji, see, you believe in your God, I believe in my God. Let's not discuss this. Right? That's not the way it works. We have to learn from Bhagavad Gita. Right? And then, fourth one, what is yoga? What is yoga itself, right? It's not definitely tight pants and mats. It's definitely not yoga. There's only one type of yoga. It's called Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, there is Hatha Yoga and so on and so forth. But what are the different types of yoga? Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, right? There are so many yogas. And the book that you're holding is the real book of yoga, where Krishna starts with Karma Yoga and goes all the way till Bhakti Yoga and finally ends with Jnana Yoga. You want to know what is there inside it, right? This session is going to give you the whole introduction to yoga ladder. Right? How it starts, how it goes. Are all these yogas different? Are they completely different? Or do they have a common meaning? Right? So we'll discuss about that. And finally, the 12th session is about how do you practically apply what you're learning here? Right? Does it mean I have to go back to, like 5,000 years back and then only Bhagavad Gita works? or even in today's day and time when I'm working in IT industry or any industry, can I apply Bhagavad Gita in my life? Right? As a husband, as a wife, as a child, as a parent, as a neighbor, right? How do I apply Bhagavad Gita in my life? And ultimately, we want to apply Bhagavad Gita in life so that we can become more happy. And the scripture certainly brings happiness. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in 9th chapter, he says, Raja Vidya, Raja Guryam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. Right? And he says, at the end, he says, Sukham Kartum Avyayam. It has to bring happiness. Sukham, meaning happiness. This scripture brings happiness into our life. But how it brings is two things you have to do. Scientific process it is, you all have this chanting bag in your hand. Please take this home and every day do one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then only you'll understand this knowledge that I'm discussing. This knowledge cannot be understood just by hearing and like a college class. You have to elevate your consciousness, and that happens by chanting. Every day, one mantra, one round of Hare Krishna mantra. It takes you around 7 to 8 minutes, but do it diligently. I have seen over a period of years that everybody who followed this one instruction of chanting every day has understood the knowledge pakka. But the people who have just heard the class without chanting over a period of time, they could not connect. Because we are dealing with spiritual science, right? And it has a process, right? Even when you want to go and learn cricket, you have to wear something, you have to run some way, you have to do something. If you don't do that, if you don't have fitness, you can't play cricket. In the same way, this increases our spiritual fitness, right? This increases spiritual fitness. So now we are going to get into the first session, right? So with all your permission and your blessings, we'll try to do. I'm not any guru. I'm not any knowledgeable person. Maybe all of you sitting here are definitely more knowledgeable than me. I'm just a servant of my guru. And I'm trying to repeat this knowledge so that I can serve my guru in some way, some small way. And in this endeavor, if I make any mistakes, which I'm sure I will make, please forgive me like you forgive your servant in your house. That okay, he does mistakes. Just forgive me like that. Thank you very much. So I'm suddenly busy. Something happened. There is a Charlie Chaplin. There is a chimpanzee. There is a child. There is a I don't know caterpillar, and there is a bird. So what are all this searching for? If I ask you a single question, what do you think everybody is searching? If you can see a spider on the wall somewhere, it is going around, right? What is it searching for? Food? Yes. Yes, definitely food. And ultimately, why the food? Happiness, pleasure, right? Peace, pleasure. It is searching for pleasure and happiness. Food gives ultimately happiness, right? If you eat food, you feel nice, right? In some time, we'll be getting prasadam here, I'm sure. That will make you all more happy, right? Yeah. So, food gives happiness. All the living entities are searching for happiness. Invariably, there is nobody on the planet who is not searching for happiness. How many of you have made a plan getting up in the morning that today I'll be miserable? 10 o'clock I'll cry, 11 o'clock I'll weep, 2 o'clock I'll struggle, 3 o'clock I'll fight. Has anybody made a plan like this? No. In fact, all our plans are centered around happiness. Right? Whatever we have planned during the day, we'll play. Okay, how happy will I be? Only then I'll do that activity. How many agree with this? Yeah, whether it's a small child or an adult. Everybody is planning for happiness. So that's a common thing, right? So everybody is looking for pleasure. Look at that horse. I like that picture very much. Really, fully happy. So how do we derive this happiness? How do we derive this happiness? What are the activities that I can, by what activities I can experience this, right? Can anybody tell what are the activities through which I can experience happiness? Yeah, you can, there is a mic there. You can pass on the mic. Yeah, you on it and pass it on. Or you can be a little loud wherever you are. It's fine. Yeah.
So, according to me, what I feel is if I do good to others or do something, whether it is small, so that is what is the actual inner happiness I get.
Wow.
Other than that, are all just pleasures. That's what I feel. The actual happiness, it's not that daily I'll do something good, I'm not so good. To be very frank. But someday if I do anything good, so that is the point when I feel that yes.
Yes, you take care of others.
Something,
You take care of any other.
Even if we do something for parents or kids or somebody whom you don't know, or whatever, any small deed also good that gives actual happiness. That's what I feel.
No, it's amazing. If you told the very highest answer, then I don't know where to start. Thank you, Megha. Yeah. Anybody else? What comes to your mind? What gives happiness? One, think at my level. I'm the lowest level. How do you find happiness? How many here like gulab jamun? When you see, do you feel happy? Yes. Yeah. When you eat, you feel happy, isn't it? When you have food, you feel happy. When your hunger is gone, you feel happiness. Is that true? Basic. Okay. How else do you find happiness? Eating. Eating is one. Okay. Me. Yeah, this guy is eating. Yeah. So he is happy. How else? No controversial discussions. Yes. Thank you. Yes. How else? Yes, Prabhuji nailed it. Yes, sleeping, isn't it? Have you seen a dog sleeping in a construction site? How is it? एक टंग इस तरफ दो पैर ऊपर. No phone calls, no conference calls, no home loan, no discussion. एकदम peaceful सोता है. Especially on the sand. When you see that construction sand, right? It sleeps on that nicely. I every time look at the dog, I really feel envious. Yeah. So sleeping is an activity. Everybody likes to sleep, isn't it? So this Prabhuji started this Sunday morning 7:30. 9:30 chalu karna tha. 7:30 is too early. Right? Yeah. So sleeping everybody likes. Come on. What is the third activity that everybody likes and finds happiness? Knowledge sharing? Yes. Anybody else? Making money. Yeah. Money is happiness. Making is not good. Making is very painful, but having it is good. Yes. Yeah. So one more activity that's common is defending. Defending means taking care, right? When you take care of your family, you find happiness. When you earn money, right? If you earn money and take care of your parents, your children, yourself, your own health, you find happiness, right? It's called defending. Yeah. And the fourth activity, which is common, which is very, very important that people like is sex life. When people engage in physical activity or emotional activity, whichever way, they find happiness. So these are the four activities, which is, you can repeat after me: eating, ahara; sleeping, nidra; defending, bhaya; sex life, maitunam. Right? These are the four activities. Common people find happiness. They try to go and find happiness in these four activities. If you go around and see, these are mostly, it's revolved around these four activities only. You see, once I was watching this long time back. I went to my friend's house and he was playing National Geographic channel on the TV. So I was saying, what is he watching? He was watching something on wildcats, somewhere in some country, wildcats. So I was saying, and after some time I realized that they're only showing four activities of the wildcats. What is the first thing? Eating, what they eat; sleeping, when they sleep; defending, how they protect, make their habitat; and fourth, how they have children, how they reproduce, right? So wherever you go and see, these are the four activities that are being shown, isn't it? Yeah. So there is a beautiful verse in. So human beings also do these activities, but more sophisticated way. There is a beautiful verse in. Before I go to that verse, okay. Yeah, I think I'll go to the next slide. That's better. So intelligent question to ask is, what do humans have which animals don't? See, these four activities that I've shown, human beings are also doing, animals are also doing. There is no big difference. Are we eating? Let's go back to one by one activity, right? Are we eating? Yes, we are eating. Are animals also eating? Yes, they are also eating. Am I eating better than them? Think. See, we might be eating nicely in a plate with different divisions, right? Paneer butter masala and whatever, right? But when the animal is eating, it is also experiencing the same pleasure, right? When it comes to pleasure, it's the same pleasure, isn't it? I'll tell you a joke. A little raw joke, rather to say. There is a pig. You know what pigs eat, right? Pigs eat what other people eat, right? So shit, pigs eat shit. So there is a mother pig and there is a baby pig. So mother pig is eating, baby pig is eating. They're eating someone else's, thing. So the baby pig gets a doubt. It tells the mother pig, "Mama, mama, what everybody is leaving, we are eating. So what we will leave, who will eat?" The mother pig will tell, "Chichi, खाते समय गंदी बातें नहीं करते." Don't speak nonsense when you're eating. Let's continue it. So even pig is finding pleasure in eating that we live, that everybody else live, pigs find pleasure in that. So is there a difference between we eating veg biryani and pig eating what it's eating? Actually, there is no difference because the pleasure potency is same. When you look at the pleasure aspect, in fact, if you see, I'm sure you would have seen Animal Planet or something, right? Where there is a lion sitting, and sometimes a deer comes beside the lion and walks, as if the lion is not there only. Why? Because the deer knows it already had its meal. Lion already had its meal. Deer knows it. So lion is like that. Once its plate is full, it will relax. It will not jump, and just because the deer is coming, it will not go and immediately try to kill the deer. No, you would have seen that deer is going to even walk beside the lion. Lion is like relaxed because I had my meal. But human beings are a little different. One gulab jamun, one more. I think third is also okay. Today is okay. Today is Sunday. Fourth is also okay. Right? So animals might stop somewhere thinking, but it's difficult for humans to. And humans are the only people who see and eat, unfortunately. Our ancestors used to smell and eat, right? If you take, a sadawa curry, something that is completely rotten, and nobody wants to eat that. Just cover it with some bhujia and put a limbu thing and keep some kheera here and there. Give it to a human being. You might even like it. Acha dikhta hai, But give it to a dog. Dog will come. It will smell. It will keep it there and go. Animals never eat anything rotten. Unfortunately, sometimes humans are eating today, even if it's rotten, right? Because we are more into. Actually, today we have gone to such a point that if somebody smells, we find it offended. How are you smelling the food? Just eat. Don't you see? It's very nice. No, you should not see and eat. You should smell and eat. So in many, many ways, if you look at it, animals are better than humans. When it comes to eating, they are very, very clear about what they should eat, what they should not eat, when they should eat, when they should not eat. They're very, very clear about these things. In fact, one other example is, there is this big truck taking a bag of rice and bags of rice, and one of the bags fall and it just busts out, right? And the truck goes away, the bag is lying there, and the rice has come out. So a small bird comes, it takes 2-3 dana and it runs away. Right? Then a monkey comes, it puts one fist of rice and it runs away. Then a human being comes, he takes the bag and runs away. We like to accumulate, right? Who knows tomorrow I'll have it or not, let me keep it in my storeroom, right? But animals only take what they're supposed to take. They never exploit the planet. Humans are the only ones who have the tendency of accumulating. Even if I have more, I don't know how many of you have lived in US, but US is famous for accumulating. See, in Kirana General Store, my mother would go, when I was young, there used to be a general store out right across her street. She would go and get 200 grams of dal, 500 grams of sugar, that's all. But when I went to America, I saw people are taking 10 kgs of dal, right? 15 kgs of sugar, and they're just putting it in that storeroom. And the same culture is slowly coming here also. Just buy it in bulk, buy it more, buy it, keep it more, store it more, right? Fridges are becoming bigger and bigger, as you can see. How many rooms you have in your flat? I have 3 bedrooms and 1 fridge. So people like to accumulate, right? So when it comes to eating, it's very clear that animals are better off than humans when it comes to eating. Now about sleeping, are we better or animals better? Right? Animals are definitely better because they know when to sleep. They don't sleep at odd timing, right? They know exactly when to sleep and they go to sleep at that time. Unfortunately, we have discovered our internet and through the call centers and so-called super duper jobs. We don't know when to sleep, when to get up. God knows when we are brushing teeth also. Right? People who work in Deloitte, if you have to say that name, they don't know when they tend to brush also. Friend was saying, should I brush in the night or should I brush in the morning or should I, what is the right time to brush? Because He sleeps at 3 o'clock in the morning, gets up at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's like, I think that was morning, this is afternoon, right? You don't know. And your entire metabolism has gone for a toss. Your digestive system has gone for a toss. If you go to Apollo hospitals, there is a special floor, and they are very confident it's going to be very, very in demand, and they're going to make more money, and that's about insomnia. People can't sleep. You know, it's a big problem today. People don't get sleep. They keep here and there, here and there, and most of the time, where is the beautiful thing? Screen. Right? Okay, here it is. Hey, there you go. So this one, this doesn't allow you to sleep. I'm telling this to myself. It's so addictive, right? People don't know. But animals, have you seen with this problem in time? They peacefully sleep, isn't it? Defending. Are we better than animals? I mean, we do defend our families also. We do defend our families also. We take care of our families. But we have home loans. They don't have home loans. Right? Have you seen you see, we might have taken I don't know, big home loan to buy a flat here in this my own Krishe, right? But there must be rats in the flat also somewhere. And the rats have triplex flats. They go to 101, 201, 301, and come back also. They don't have to pay a single home loan. They go wherever peaceful they can live, isn't it? They can defend nicely also. In fact, a lot of people think that, I'm taking care of my family. Well, a pig is also taking care of its piglets, right? I'll tell you, I have this farm where we take care of cows there. So there is this rabbits, right? I got a lot of rabbits, and rabbits are very gentle beings. They like to go around and be nicely. So then I got some birds. Then I got a hen, a cock. They were nicely playing around and all that. And then this hen gave an egg, and the problem began when it gave an egg, because when it gave an egg, it becomes very protective for the egg. I never knew that hen is so protective. Right? And what did it do? It found that all these rabbits are going to disturb my egg. So it started going and poking on the rabbits. And within 2 weeks, all the rabbits died. Because rabbits are so sensitive. Even a hen will go and poke, they'll die. They really live with a lot of fear. And I was wondering, hey, what is going on? So any bird, it is coming around that hen, it was going and poking. So you can imagine how protective that hen is towards its egg also. Right? People say that animals don't have soul. Come on, give me a break. I can clearly see in front of me. The hen is so protective for its egg. How many here have gone and tried to touch the egg of a hen? Anybody here? Don't do that also. It will jump onto you. It will even poke in your eyes. It will beat you like anything. Mother's nature is like that. Not only humans, even animals. If you go and touch its baby, it's not going to keep quiet. Like we have cows and calves. If I go and touch the calf, especially in its vulnerable time when it's just born, the cow will pound onto me, right? It has to find the confidence that he's a well-wisher, he's a good person like that. So defending is one activity, bhaya, which is taken care by animals also and humans also. We are also trying to take care of our families. We have insurance policies, comprehensive insurance policies. I don't know what all, right? But in olden days, there was only one insurance policy. Rakhe Krishna Mare Koi, Mare Krishna Rakhe Koi. Right? Means if God wants to save me, nobody can kill me. If God wants to kill me, nobody can save me. Simple. What is insurance policy? But we are more dependent on insurance policies today. Let's talk about sex life. Are we having better sex life than animals? No way. No way. Don't want to elaborate on this topic, but pigeons have 200 times a day. I don't think there is a competition anywhere. And they also have children, right? Everybody has children. It's nothing great that we are having children. Somebody has 2, somebody has 3. A dog has 5 at a time. So no competition with dogs, right? So when it comes to sex life also, they're animals are very, very clear, and they are very confident that they can take care of their children, right? They don't have any financial planning going on. They just have four children, and after that 5 children. One dog has like 20 children, and all of them are alive nicely. The only people who are tensed are human beings. If you look at an ant hole, scriptures explain that an ant comes out from its hole. How long do you think it will go to find its food? Anybody? 10 meters? 5 meters? Have you seen an ant dying of hunger? Never. Right? How long does it go to find its food? Yes. 10 meters? 10 मीटर में मिल जाता है कुछ ना कुछ, something it will find, isn't it? If you see a dog, how long do you think a dog goes to find his food? 100 meters? 200 meters, maybe half a kilometer. You'll never see this gully ka kutta in another gully. It will find its food in that gully only. Okay? Huh? So, if you look at an elephant, how long do you think elephant goes to find its food? Huh? Come on. How much does the elephant eat a day? 50 kgs minimum. Whatever it's 50 kg, 50 kg khata hai. Have you seen elephant dying of hunger? Never. In Africa, sometimes when there is a drought, they die, but otherwise they find their food. Maximum they go is 2-3 kilometers. Maximum. In Kerala, you can go and inquire. They go and they go to a park, in 2-3 kilometers, they'll find their 50 kgs every day. And a herd of elephants are also happy. Human being is the only one who has to go 7 seas away to find his food. He's not confident. See, if you see logically, wherever you are born, don't you think God has created for us also to find our food? He has. But we are not confident. We are not confident about it. That's the reason we keep going away and away and away. In older times, a person would take birth in a village, he would die in that village. There is no need for him to go around. He'll find everything that he needs in that village. Good relationships, good friends, good food, good water, good everything. Right? But as we are advancing, human beings are becoming worse than animals. We are becoming more and more insecure to find our food from wherever we are born. So when it comes to these 4 activities, the fundamental questions that we have to ask is, what do humans have which animals don't? Do we have anything at all which animals don't? Or everything is same? What animals cannot that humans can? What is the difference between humans and other living entities? Do humans have any goal in life other than eating, sleeping, defending, and mating? Is there anything at all? Come on, these 4 activities and animals are doing. When I attended this session many years ago in America, when one of the persons came to my home, just like I come to your, community, one person came to our community, he started this session. So I went and sat there, okay, Prabhuji, I'm going to learn something today. Then he ended the session here. The worst part was he ended the session here saying, Tere mein aur janwar mein kya farak hai? Malum karke aao. Next week we'll meet. This is not good. No, come on, you made me feel like I'm an animal. No. Give me an answer. You have to tell me an answer, yeah? Huh? Consciousness? Animals also have consciousness. We can elevate our consciousness, yes. Animals are instinct driven. Yes, Madhu?
Consciousness to inquire.
They don't ask questions. We ask questions. Yes. You are saying something? We can respond rather than react. Yes. Animals only react. Instinct. If you keep a bone in front of a dog, it will go to the bone. Simple. But we can think. Do I really need to? Right? We can have that questioning ability. Yeah. What other differences we have? We and animals?
We are privileged to follow the spiritual line. We are privileged to improve our consciousness. We are privileged to connect with Krishna.
We can change our life, right? We can inquire more. We can elevate our consciousness, which animals cannot do. Animals are very instinctive. Have you ever seen 45-50 people, sitting and reading Bhagavad Gita? Yes, you might see. But have you seen 45 dogs sitting and discussing Bhagavad Gita? Impossible. 45 birds? No, it's not possible because they are more driven only towards 4 activities: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. These are the 4 activities, right? So there should be one activity which humans can do, which animals cannot do. So this is a beautiful verse. This is a homework for all of you, right? You can learn this verse, right? You can find it. And next week I'm going to randomly ask each one of you to recite this verse, right? Please repeat after me. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha. Samanyam pashubir naranam. Samanyam pashubir naranam. Dharme hi eko adhiko vishesho. Dharme hi eko adhika vishesho. Dharmena hina pashubhi samana. Dharmena hina pashuhi samana. Yes. Please repeat after. Okay, just read it. We can hear it attentively. The propensity to eat, sleep, mate, and defend are equal in animals and human beings. Look at the first verse. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunamuncha. Samanyam etat pashubir narana. Samanyam means equal, right? Even in pashus. Samanyam etat pashubir narana. Then it says, only one extra thing is rewarded to humans. That is to establish the relationship with God. In other words, the only difference between human beings and animals is human beings can be trained in the science of spirituality, whereas animals cannot. If any human being does not attempt to learn about spiritual life, he is considered to be equal to an animal. I'm not saying this. This is a verse from Mahabharata, right? Dharme eko adhiko vishesho, dharmena hina pashuhis samana. A person who doesn't inquire about who am I, who is God, what is this going on, is equal to an animal because he's only doing 4 activities. Whether he is a CEO of Infosys, or whether he is an ISB student, or whether he is come from MIT college or NIT or IIT, doesn't matter. If he doesn't inquire beyond these 4 activities, what is the best thing to eat, where to sleep, whom to mate, how to defend my family. If these are the only 4 things he's thinking, he's equal to an animal. Are you all following? It's a little tough thing to take, but unfortunately, this is the most very important thing. I'll tell you a small story. This story is about a boy called Raju. A boy called Raju, right? Now, this Mr. Raju boy is 5 years old. Anybody who's 5 years old here? Yeah. Okay. So 5-year-old Raju. Now, this 5-year-old Raju, you have to know he's 5 years old because I'll tell you why. There is an important thing as to attached to the age also. Now, this 5-year-old boy is going and playing in that play area. You see the play area there, right? Swings and all that. So he's playing there. One old lady comes to that play area. She comes to that play area and she looks at all the children and she looks at this small boy. She calls, come here, beta, idhar aao, idhar aao. And that 5-year-old boy goes, yes, daddy, yes, grandma, what is it? तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? मेरा नाम राजू है. My name is Raju. Right? Then she removes some kaju from her hands. There is some kaju. Say, Raju, ye le kaju. And Raju is like, hey, kaju, I like kaju. So Raju takes that kaju, he keeps in his mouth, chum chum chum, nicely eats. And then he says, Raju, now you can go and play. He goes and plays. And then next day also the old lady comes. The Raju is playing. Hey Raju, idhar aao, idhar aao. Yes, grandma, ye le kaju. Right? He takes that kaju, he eats that kaju. Right? Now, 3rd day also it happens, 4th day also it happens. Now, what question do you think a 5-year-old boy will get after 5 days of eating kaju? Anybody? Why is she eating kaju? Isn't it? Simple question, right? Why is she? You get that question? How many agree? Yes. So 5th, 6th day, this boy will go, hey Raju, ye le kaju. Grandma, daddy, why are you giving me kaju? You'll ask that question. So the grandma says, you see, I don't like kaju. That is the reason I'm giving you kaju. I don't eat kaju. So you take kaju. Oh, okay, nice. He'll take the kaju and start eating. So 7th day, 8th day, 9th day. What other next question? What is the next logical question the 5-year-old boy can get, which he'll ask? Yes, simple question, right? Did everybody hear that question? Huh? If you don't like kaju, why are you getting kaju? See, you don't like kaju, why are you buying it in Vastu? And why are you bringing it here? He'll ask that question. So then that grandma will tell, you see, beta, my son, he goes to America quite often. And he buys the chocolate which has kaju inside. See, I don't like the kaju. So I suck the whole chocolate out. Then I don't feel like throwing the kaju. Kaju is a good thing, right? So I bring the kaju for you. Raju, will you take the kaju? So how many Rajus will take that kaju here? Come on, till yesterday you were eating. 8 days you ate that kaju. लेकिन 8 दिन से खा रहे हो काजू, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? बताओ. Frozen? You don't know where the kaju came from. Isn't it? Yeah. So similarly, if we don't inquire in life, like that Raju did, right? We can simply keep eating that kaju all the time.
Eating, meeting, sleeping differently. Nicely sleeping, my flat, tera flat, mera villa, tera villa, bas, enjoy life, isn't it? But the day you question, new information comes. Right? When the information comes, transformation comes. Now Raju is not going to take that kaju. Raju will tell, Dadi, tera kaju, tere paas rakh. He'll never eat. Even a 5-year-old boy will not eat. Will you agree then? What is this? You know, you have been. In the same way, when we learn some things in life, like coming to the sessions, you all are going to learn a lot of things in the next few weeks. I can guarantee, if you attentively hear, your life is going to transform. You will not be the same person. But that is what knowledge does to any person. Krishna says in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that you can surrender your mind and intelligence to me. And if you can't do that, work for me. And if you can't work for me, at least give the results of the work for me. And you can't do that also, just get knowledge from me. That is the simplest thing you can do. Sit down and hear me, what I'm going to tell. Arjuna, just hear. After that, you make your choice in life. Whether you want to eat that kaju or not, is your answer, right, in life. In the same way, here in this verse, it is being told, dharmehi eko adhiko vishesho. Dharma, performing dharma is the highest thing which a human being can do. And what is dharma? What is the meaning of dharma? A lot of people use this dharma. Right? There is dharmender also in movies now. So what is the meaning of dharma? Right? Everybody has so many different meanings of dharma. Right? If you go to internet and type what is dharma, I don't know what will come out. Right? I don't know what answer you will get. But in simple words, for you all to learn, dharma means duty. Dharma means duty. As simple as that. I mean, there is a higher definition, but simple definition you have is dharma means duty. What is pati dharma? Take care of patni. What is patni dharma? Okay, I don't hear anything. Take care of the husband and children, right? So what is pita dharma, pitru dharma? Take care of the children, right? So there are different dharmas. So there is a verse, beautiful verse in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshite ahoiteki aprahihata yatma suprasidati. So there is a beautiful verse. I'll tell you the meaning of this. Don't worry about Sanskrit. So Savai pumsam paro dharmo. So there are many dharmas that people have, but there is paro dharma. There is one highest dharma. There is a pati dharma, patni dharma, pitru dharma, putru dharma, putri dharma. There are so many dharma. Employee dharma, employer dharma, right? Neighbor dharma, I don't know, community dharma. But there is something called paro dharma. Paro dharma means you all can follow this dharma, but also follow the highest dharma. And what is the highest dharma? Savai pumsam paro dharma, yato bhakti radokshate. You have to find out who is that supreme person. As a human being, you should find out who is that supreme person. Somebody is telling it's Allah, somebody is telling it's Jehovah, somebody is telling it's Krishna, somebody is telling it's Rama, somebody is telling it's Ganesha, somebody is telling Sai Baba, somebody is telling this Amma. Who is that supreme person? Who is that one person who is controlling the entire universe? He can have different names also. You call him in a different way, he calls him. But who is that person? A human being should find out who is that person. You all understand? You can eat, you can go to office, you can get your salary, all that is okay. But who is that person? Who is that person? Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. He is the cause of. Who is that person who is actually controlling everything? Who is actually the proprietor of everything? You have to find that out. Only a human being can do that. Nobody else will. Animals will not find out. They are very busy eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Ahara nidra vaya maitanamcha. Samanya datat pashu narana. Dharmena hiko vishesho, dharmena pashu is samana. Right? If a human being is also busy in only these 4 activities, he is not trying to find out who is that supreme person, then he is equal to an animal. Now, next question is, okay, Prabhu, I found out that person. You told me it's Krishna. I whether I agree or not, that's okay. But for now, let us say it's Krishna. Now what should I do? I found out who is the supreme person. Now what should I do? Ahoityaki aprahihata. You say ahoityaki means uninterruptedly, unmotivatedly. You should love that person. Uninterruptedly, meaning constantly you should love that person. What if somebody says, I love my wife every Sunday 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock? Is that love? Is that love? Tell me. I love my husband every Saturday 6 to 8 o'clock. Is that love? No. I worship God exactly from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. That's it. उसके बाद तू तेरे जगह पे मैं मेरे जगह पे. Don't disturb me. Is that bhakti? Huh? On certain day I will go to temple. Other days it's okay. Is that really worship? It has to be uninterrupted. Meaning at all times. If I love my wife, I love Sunday, Monday, Saturday, whatever. One fellow made a song also. It came in that AGT or BGT, Indian. I love my wife on Monday, on Sunday, on Tuesday. Something I don't know if you heard that. But anyway, so love means it has to be uninterrupted. How many agree with this? It should be uninterrupted all the time. I love my parents. I love all the time. It's not like I choose a day to love my parents, isn't it? And what is the second essential quality of love? Uninterrupted, unmotivated. Meaning, if you love me, I love you. That's not love again. How can it be love? If you increase my business by 20%, I'll give you 10%. Balaji, I'm coming. Right? I'm coming to Tirupati. If you remove this disease, I'll give my hair. No. Why do you have to do the transaction with God? क्या कर रहे हो यार? Business कर रहे हो क्या? Right? Do you do the transaction with your parents? Let's not get into that. Anyway, so people are getting into transaction with parents also these days. Right? If you do this, then only good. Otherwise, bad. Unfortunately, pure love is not being practiced or understood. Right? Pure dharma. Highest dharma means, what is the highest dharma? To find that supreme person and to love that supreme person uninterruptedly, ahoityaki aprahiyata. Uninterruptedly, unmotivatedly. When you do that love uninterruptedly, unmotivatedly, then yayatma suprasidati. Then your atma, then you within will find happiness. Why we are not happy? Because we are not loving anybody uninterruptedly and unmotivatedly. There are only two things we all need. Only two things, whether we are Americans, Indians, foreigners, whatever, whether any animal, only two things we all need. Not iPhone 14. We don't need that. We only need two things. To love somebody and to be loved by somebody. That's all we need. Everything else is natak going on around it. You earning, you going to this office, I'm a vice president, I'm an accountant, I'm a this, I'm a that. All this is only for two things in life. To love somebody and to be loved by somebody. When you don't have any of these two things, then everything else that you have is nonsense. How many agree with this? Isn't it? Yeah. So your param dharma, paro dharma means what? To love God. You can also love your wife, you can also love your children, you can also love your parents, but to understand God, because He is your father's 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 father. Right? What is your father's name? My father, Narayan Reddy. What is his father's name? Lakshma Reddy. What is his father's name? Raghav Reddy. What is his father's name? I don't know. Right? At some point I stop. But ultimately, we go back and see it. Ultimate father is Aham Bija Pradapita. Krishna is saying, I am the original father, the seed giving father of everyone. Right? So we have to know who our ultimate father is. So now we'll go forward. So what is human intelligence for? Bhagavad Gita explains Kripana. Kripana means what? Kanjus. Right? In Hindi, they say Kanjus or miser. Have you seen Kanjus people in life? Yeah? बहुत कंजूस कौन है? I don't want to tell you. But anyway, so the point is, I'll tell you a story, a small story, and children can like this story. There was one person who used to herd goats. He would herd goats. So every day, his village is, there is a hill and there is a small village beside that hill. So his job is take the goats onto the hill and bring them down. Take the goats onto the hill, bring them down. Peaceful job, right? No time sheet, no nothing, Just take the goats and come back and you get your salary, right? So he used to take the goats, bring them down, take the goats, bring them down. One day, what he did, he decided to go on the hill with the goats. Normally, he would go around the hill. One day he said, let me go on the hill. So he went on the hill with the goats. When he went on the hill, suddenly he saw something shining. Small item, something shiny, like a metal. Immediately, he took some stick and he started digging it. Started digging it. And then he saw it's a box. Right? He started, oh my God, it's a box. So he removed everything and pulled out the box and he opened the box. And what does it have? Bricks of gold. Bricks of gold. How many here have seen a brick of gold? No, right? Yeah? No, okay. Anyway, so bricks of gold. Just try to imagine bricks of gold. One brick is like what? I don't know, 10 crores or whatever. So there are bricks of gold. Now this fellow, in his entire life by herding goats, he cannot earn one gold coin. Entire life, 30 years of career of taking care of goats, he will not get one gold coin. Here, what did he get? Bricks of gold. Oh my God, he's like totally shocked. Krishna, Mukunda, Murari, whatever name, you are so happy with me, you gave me the bricks of gold. Then what did he do? He immediately dug the hole again, kept the box, closed it, and completely put mud on it, and kept some stones here and there, 2-3 plants here and there. So I'm going to safeguard it now. I got bricks of gold, isn't it? So I did that, and then he went home. Now everyday schedule is he goes down with the goats, and his wife gives him chapati and dal around 6 o'clock, and he nicely sleeps at 7 o'clock, and gets up early in the morning around 4 o'clock, and then he takes the goats. That is a normal schedule. But now suddenly the schedule changed. What happened? He went down, right? And earlier he used to sit and see his wife when he's eating. Now he's seeing the hill. Right? His wife is like, why are you not seeing me? Why are you seeing the hill all the time now? Right? And he's like, do you want to eat? I don't know. I'm not hungry today. He's too tensed. Why tensed? There are bricks of gold. Like the bricks of gold is there, isn't it? Now he can't get sleep also. Sleeplessness. Right? Whole night is sleeping this side, sleeping that side. Sometimes getting up, looking at that hill, as if it's Tirumala hill. Right? Is looking at that hill again. The wife is like, what happened to my husband? He was nice till yesterday. Now, after some time, let me take a time check. Yeah. Yeah. After some time, the wife gets it out. Hey, तुमको क्या हुआ? कुछ नहीं. I just go for a walk and come. Early in the morning, 4 o'clock. Normally, he takes the goats at around 7 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the morning, he's taking the goats. Where is he taking? Up the hill. Right? He goes there, digs the thing, opens it, and says, my bricks are there. My bricks are there. He closes them, again keeps the mud, again comes down. Earlier, he used to take the goats out once in a day. Now he's taking them thrice in a day. Right? So one fellow in the village gets a doubt. He's like, this fellow used to be, taking the goats once in a while. Why is he going 3 times a day? And why is it tense? He's not speaking to anybody also. So he follows him up. Where is he going? He sees, he follows him up. He goes on the hill. Then he sees what is he doing. So he opens and keeps, he found something. So what this fellow does, he goes, and after this fellow left with the goats, he goes there, removes that box, makes another hole, keeps in a different place and covers it. Right? I mean, takes all the golden bricks, he keeps them all in another place and covers it. In his box, he keeps all rocks. All rocks he keeps and covers it, and exactly like that he keeps and goes. Now, next day morning, this fellow comes, like, my bricks of gold. He comes there and he opens it and he sees rocks. Krishna, what did you do? There is no purpose of me living, my wealth is gone. I should commit suicide now. There is no point in living. Poor fellow. So then one sadhu will be walking below, somewhere around one sadhu will be walking. So sadhu hears this fellow crying. Like, what is going on? Why is this fellow crying? Sadhus are generally paradukka dukhi. As soon as they see somebody crying, they immediately want to go and help. So the sadhu goes on top of the hill. He goes and asks, hey, why are you crying? So he looks at the sadhu and says, you have left everything. What will you understand? You go. Sadhus and all will not understand the problem. He says, I can understand. Tell me your problem. What is your problem? He says, see, I got these bricks of gold and now it's all gone. What is the use of my life? I'll commit suicide. Sadhu says, no, don't do all that. Let me go and see what is going on. So he goes, Sadhu opens the thing, the box, and he says, rocks. Then Sadhu thinks for a minute. He says, hey, there is gold only. Why do you say there is no gold? This is gold? He comes and says, again there is rocks. He looks at the Sadhu. Now you are making fun of me also. Right? I already told you, it's not now, so no use, you go. Right? I am already crying for my destiny. I have lost my gold. Then the Sadhu asks him a fundamental question. Simple question the Sadhu asks. When did you get this bricks of gold? He says, 1 month ago I got it. With that brick of gold, did you make a jewelry for your wife? He says, no. Did you sell it and bought a house? No. Did you give it to anybody else? No. What were you doing every day? Opening it, touching it, closing it and keeping it. So why don't you think that this rocks is a gold only? Why it has to be gold? Anyway, you are not doing anything with it, right? Next 20 years also you'll do the same thing. Just think these rocks are gold, right? And you'll enjoy the gold in the same way. It's only your thought process. That fellow gets more frustrated. What is this? But if you really look at it, that is the nature of a conjuice fellow. Meaning, he has an intelligence given, but he's not using it. What is he using it for? He's touching it, closing it, touching it, closing it, touching it, closing it. In the same way, Krishna has given intelligence to all human beings. We all have got intelligence. Are we using the intelligence? Yes. But for what? Where should I buy? Amazon or Flipkart? Where should I go? What is that? Wonderla or some other Dream Valley? Right? Where should I earn money? Infosys or Wipro? Both the places are. Right? But anyway, I have to find my money somewhere. We are using our intelligence in 4 activities. Where should I eat? When should I sleep? How should I defend? How should I mate? These are the only 4 activities, isn't it? But Krishna gave us more intelligence. As human beings, we got more intelligence. But if we don't use that intelligence and we are only using for these 4 activities, we are called Kripana. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita the word Kripana. Meaning the person who doesn't use his intelligence for anything beyond these 4 activities. Are you all following for this? Any questions at this point? Is it too heavy today? Yeah. Okay. Human intelligence is given for main purposes to distinguish between good and bad. At least that much we should be able to distinguish. What is good for me? What is bad for me? Right? That we should be able to distinguish. Right? For example, smoking cigarettes, is it good for me or bad for me? It is bad for me, right? So if I know that it is bad for me, why am I smoking? As simple as that. Because I've got habituated to that. It's very difficult to quit smoking. I don't know if you've seen your friends. Very, very difficult to quit smoking. So why to even get into that habit? And now since I've got into that habit, how should I quit that? So human intelligence means to think what is good for me, what is bad for me. And another thing that human intelligence is used for is what is permanent and what is temporary. Where should I invest my time? On permanent things or temporary things? Permanent things, isn't it? Something which is permanent, I should invest my time and energy. What is the point in investing time on temporary things? Should I be most happy to have a nice phone? No, because it's temporary. One day it will fall like this, top, screen gone. Then your warranty, then your guarantee, then your, replacement, right? All these things are temporary. So, human intelligence means to invest in something permanent. Knowledge also, you should look for permanent knowledge. What is the greatness of Bhagavad Gita knowledge? It's permanent. Whether you're a small child or an old person or anybody, when you learn Bhagavad Gita, it's completely useful to you. And the next one is freedom versus real freedom. What is freedom and real freedom? A lot of people think I'm free. Like for example, what is that cigarette ad? Foursquare. They say king size, something like that. It comes, live life king size. I think that gold plate. I think. Yeah. Now they're not putting the ads, but but you used to have that Foursquare free. People show that when somebody is smoking, they feel that they're free. I'll tell you an example. I used to travel to America quite often for my business trips. So every time I used to go, my HR or the travel department used to give me horrible itinerary. 4 flights to go to Phoenix. From here to Phoenix, I have to go Phoenix in Arizona. I had to go from here to Frankfurt to New York to Atlanta to Phoenix. And I used to tell, you can give direct flight. Then there is a direct flight from here to Bombay. Give me that. No, that's expensive. You will not get it. Higher cadre people get it. I say, okay, whatever flight, what to do. Once my boss told he will also travel with me. I was very happy. This is nice. Because I have to go with him now. I'll get a direct flight. So I was very happy this time. So this time when I got my itinerary, my jaw was like, what is that? 7 flights. What nonsense is this? My earlier life was better. 4 flights was better. This is 7 flights. From Hyderabad to Bombay, Bombay to Dubai, Dubai to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Boston, Boston to Atlanta, Atlanta to Denver, Denver to Phoenix. This is nonsense. This become life has become even worse. What is this? So I went to my boss. I said, sir, what is this? Why should I get a flight like this? Then my boss told, see, Lakshman, see, the problem is I have to smoke. More than 3 hours, I can't be without smoking. Right? So every time, I made sure that the itinerary stops at every 3 hours. So now you tell me who is more free, person who smokes or a person who doesn't smoke? Who is free? Who is cool? Him or me? Huh? People who have bad habits, they struggle to exist. But people who have good habits, they don't have any problem with it. See, earlier I used to drink tea. Tea and coffee is like, without tea I can't live. Right? Tea and coffee is my lifeline. My entire system stops if I don't drink tea in the morning. Nothing comes out, nothing goes in. So what should I do in the morning? I need my tea. So I used to drink so much tea. Then I went to America. In America, they don't drink tea in cup, they drink in a tumbler. They drink in a tumbler, this much. And that is the most pathetic, horrible tea you can think of. Right? Chai patta. How many had that nonsense? Sorry. That kind of tea. Like this big tumbler, right? They boil the chai patta or whatever patta and they put that into that and they give it to you. And they call it tea. It was so pathetic and horrible that I stopped drinking tea because of that. I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts. I tried so many places. I could not get the tea that I want. Because the tea means in Hyderabad, you know the tea, right? They start boiling yesterday, they serve today. Literally boil and boil and boil and boil. And finally that comes out, right? The essence of tea, the Irani chai. Right? I'm sure you would have had that. So I'm used to that. Now this is like nonsense, I can't drink that. But luckily what happened? In a span of three months, my 30-year-old habit went away. What is that? Drinking tea. I stopped drinking tea. And when I came to ISKCON Society, they told we should not drink tea. I was like, oh, I don't drink tea. Yeah, habit chala gaya. No, because it has caffeine in it. Caffeine means you get addicted to it. So now I'm so peaceful. Na? I go to my relative's house. I get up whenever I want. Whether he makes tea or it doesn't make, it doesn't matter. Otherwise, I'll go to my relatives. I'll be looking. When will this fellow get up? When will he make tea? Kab uthega, kab chai bane. So much dependent on tea. Now I'm totally relaxed, isn't it? So habits means, they always bind you, right? Habit. The word habit itself is a dangerous word. Say HABIT, right? Remove the H. What is the meaning? Habit. Remove A. What is the meaning? Bit. Remove B. What is the meaning? It. Remove I. What is the meaning? T. The habit itself is a big, very, very difficult thing to have. So in spiritual life, when you come, you can distinguish between what is freedom and what is real freedom. You get rid of the habits which are not good for you. Right? You try to inculcate the habits which are good for you. Meaning you become very free. You don't need to be dependent on anything. You are peaceful with what you have. Okay? See, do we have any dance going on here? No. Do we have any entertainment or a movie going on here? No. I'll tell you the amazing part. None of you have touched your screens for the last 1.5 hours. Isn't it a miracle? Just think about it. That stupid item in your pocket. You've not touched it for the last 1.5 hours. That itself is a big miracle. Isn't it? Normally, before starting the class, I ask everybody to do yoga. You all want to do 10 seconds yoga? 10 seconds, right? Take a deep breath. Keep your left hand into the pocket where the mobile is. Lift that mobile and take it up. Little more up, and touch that switch off button. Now you can leave your breath. This is the best yoga that will save your life. You're already doing such a nice yoga, right? We are getting rid of that thing, right? So spiritual life means you are very happy just talking to people, just meeting people, learning from others. There is so much I can learn from all of you. There is so much you can learn from me and from others, right? Now, goal of human life is not to waste this rare opportunity like other living entities, isn't it? Like animals, we don't want to waste our life. Question without hesitation. Most important thing is we should question. We have not been questioning in our life. Somebody told us, puja karo, karo. Nariyal podo, podo. Agarbatti gumao, gumao. Kyun gumao? Nariyal kyun podo? Tarbuza kyun nahi podo? Why only nariyal? Anybody? Do you know why only nariyal? Yes, sir. Which cannot be reproduced. Very nice. Very good. Yeah. From that you cannot bring another coconut, another plant. Yes. And one more reason. I'll add one more reason. One more reason why nariyal is used, because that is the only water in the nariyal which is not having frog's urine. Isn't it? Yeah, because every lake, whether it is Manjira or whatever lake, we all have tasted frog's urine. I'm sorry. But nariyal ka pani doesn't have frog's urine. So that is the reason nariyal ka pani is used for doing abhishek. We don't use any other pani here and there. Make sense? Okay. So everything that we do in spiritual life, there is a reasoning behind it. There is a clear scientific reasoning behind it. I'll tell one more thing, so you can take away and tell your friends. Why do you keep mango leaves in your house? Why not banana leaves? Why not people leaves? Why not? When there is a festival, you keep mango leaves. Right? There is a very simple reason. Mango leaves produce oxygen for 4 to 6 hours even after you pluck it. They keep producing oxygen. They don't die. So see how scientific our ancestors were. Whenever there is a festival in the house, because many people will come, we need more oxygen. And where to keep the right place for oxygen? Windows and doors. Where the air comes in, it pushes oxygen inside, isn't it? So there is a science behind everything that we do. Right? So human being should ask without hesitation. You should ask, why mango leaves? Have you asked? You have not asked. We are just keeping mango leaves. Again, why nariyal? Like you can ask many things like that. Right? One more thing I'll tell you. Jhadu. How many know why we should not touch the jhadu with our feet? Actually, there is spontaneous answer. That is the best answer you can get in everywhere, north to south, east to west. Jhadu mein Lakshmi Devi hoti hai. How many really feel jhadu mein Lakshmi Devi hoti hai? Think about it. Jhadu. How many times when you are using jhadu, you felt, Mera jhadu. Oh, jhadu is very sensitive. You should be very careful. Did you feel like that? When if somebody vomits in the house, what do you immediately bring? Jhadu. You're bringing Lakshmi Devi? No. Jhadu is, the most less important thing, but the most useful thing. Less important thing, but the most useful thing in the house is jhadu. Again, you will have to have it, but you don't love it. You just use it. If there is glass broken also, you take jhadu and remove it. Isn't it? You don't think twice. So can that be Lakshmi Devi? No, it is not Lakshmi Devi. Unfortunately, our grandmothers have followed a syllabus. Every grandmother has told the same answer to everybody. Even my grandmother also told me, jhadu means Lakshmi Devi. No. Jhadu should not be touched by your feet. Why? Because even the most less important thing in the house should not be touched by your feet. That is how you cultivate humility. That is how you cultivate spiritual culture. Meaning what? I will never use my feet to do any activities. Feet is only to walk. If I want a glass of water, do you kick it and get yell it? Do you do like that? No, right? That's insulting, isn't it? You take it with hand and you do it. Use your hand. So your feet should not be used. It's a very disrespectful thing. In order to make you practice that, our ancestors have told, even a jhadu should not be touched by your feet. Does it make sense? Yeah. So our culture is teaching us in different ways how to practice spiritual life. But unless we question it, we'll never get the answers. We have to question. So in spiritual life also, when you're going to hear Bhagavad Gita, question pucho re Baba. Don't just sit and hear. You bol diya, ho gaya khatam. You have so many such gurus in internet, right? Only they will talk. They will not allow you to talk. You can question. If I tell God exists, prove it. Dekho, abhi dikhao mere ko. Yahi pe. Cellar mein dikhao mere ko. If I tell that, practice this, why I should practice? Why I should do meditation? Why I should do mantra jap? What is the meaning of this mantra? Anybody can create a mantra. Hare Krishna, you have created. I can make Coca-Cola, Pepsi, I can also create. Right? Why this mantra only? Why not that mantra? Why this God? Why that Devata? Why Lord Shiva? Why Krishna? Ask that question, Baba. But people are very hesitant to ask the question. Very hesitant to. Why do you sit down in a temple when you go to a temple? Why you are supposed to sit down? People think that they have to sit down. Right? A lot of people these days, they'll go to temple. Just touch it and run. Touch and go. But there is a culture that you should sit down. Why? Prabhuji, vibrations are there. Vibration. Vibration घर पे भी आते हैं. Right? What is the vibration? No, bro, I can feel something nice. That and all is okay, but what is the scientific reason behind sitting down at temple? Simple. Temple was an educational institution. Temple was not a place to go and tell your gotra and give agarbatti and tell, mera aarti kar do. Khatam. That was not the only purpose. Temple was an educational institution. In every temple, it's called Pitham. You heard the word Pitham? Pitham means a Vyasasana, a place where a certain person sits, a place where a guru sits. And what does he do? He spreads knowledge. He gives Brahma Gyan. Right? So a temple is a place where education is given. Actually, what we are doing now here is an activity that should happen in a temple. But unfortunately, this is the only activity that is not happening in a temple. Right? And because that activity was happening in the past, everybody who would go to a temple would sit down. Would not just go and visit. They'll go sit down. There is a lecture going on. They'll sit, learn some things about Bhagavad Gita, learn some good things about God, and then they'll go home. It was a daily activity, not a weekly activity, right? Like a Hari Katha. We say Hari Katha, right? Like that. So, can we go on for a little more time? Is that okay? Yeah. Prashad will come. It's coming. Okay. Till it comes, you can go on. Yeah. So, question with the decision. Apply intelligence to beliefs. You have to apply intelligence to beliefs. You just can't believe. Yeah. So, we should apply intelligence to beliefs. Don't believe anything just because somebody has told you. See, I'll tell you, 1,000 years back, there was a yajna going on. There was a fire sacrifice going on. And they had to put milk in that fire. One of the process, one of the rituals is you have to put milk in the fire. Now, as soon as the milk was kept in the bowl, one cat was coming and trying to drink that milk. So the pujari was getting disturbed. And like, what is this cat is coming again and again? He told, tie that cat. As soon as the cat comes, catch it and tie it. So the yajna happened nicely. And same yajna, whenever it was done, there was some milk in it and the cat is coming. So they, 1,000 years later, the same yajna is being done. There is no need for a milk, but they would bring a cat and tie it there. Because whenever the yajna happens, cat has to be tied. But what was the original reason why the cat was brought? Cat was tied. What was the original reason? Because they are drinking milk. But what are we following today? Whenever the yajna happens, puja items are there. Look, एक यज्ञ कुंड, ये लकड़ी, एक cat. We need a cat. उसको बांधो वहाँ पे, है कि नहीं? So if you don't question, you can question. Why cat has to be tied? What will the Brahman tell? Chichi, don't ask like that. I can ask, right? Why are you bringing a cat? In the same way, religion should not be followed blindly. We should question, but question submissively, not challengingly. Respectfully, you can question. Why do you do this? Even when a marriage ceremony happens, everything a wife and husband does, there is a scientific reasoning behind it. Right? Why you do what you do. So you should ask. Otherwise, the next generation will simply follow without knowing why they're following. Why am I wearing this tilak? Anybody? What is the meaning of this tilak? Is there a meaning to it or just a good design? Huh? This is the feet of Vishnu. The feet of God. Right? And this is Tulasi leaf. Simple. Tulasi is a great devotee of Vishnu. And this is the feet of Vishnu. So I like to, and this is called Agnya Chakra place. So this is the place where my ego sits. So I'm putting the stamp here saying that my ego submit to God. Right? That's why I put a tilak. Right? So there is a reason behind everything that we do. So ask it, inquire it, and follow it. Next. Find out who is authority. Don't go and ask era person. You should find out from whom you should ask. Okay, I'm going to give you a nice offer. Right? Whoever have small children or going to have children, I'm going to give a nice offer now. Please make a note of it. There is an international school that's coming up very close from here. My friend owns it. My very close friend who owns that school. All the buses are AC. All the buses are, even classrooms are AC. Right? The fees is only 5 rupees per 3 months. How many will join your children there? International school. Come on. 5 rupees. Have some belief. Huh? Nobody? Ek to haath utao. Come on. Okay, I'll tell one more thing. the syllabus that they're going to follow is KPRT syllabus. KPRT? ये कभी नहीं सुना मैंने. I heard CBSE, I heard NCRT, I had IB syllabus. What is this KPRT? One KPRT syllabus, 5 rupees fees, AC bus, सब कुछ. Will you send your children to KPRT syllabus? Huh? Will you send? Why you will not send? ये KPRT के है कि नहीं? So for a normal education, you are so particular about what syllabus you are following. For normal education, A, B, C, D, A for apple. For that also, you want to make sure that it is CBSE syllabus, or is NCRT syllabus, or is IB syllabus. For learning about God, don't you think there is a syllabus? Don't you think there is an authorized institution? It is there. We should find out. Because otherwise, with YouTube coming, everybody is a guru today. There's so many gurus in the internet. Everybody can talk. Whether he has a beard or no beard, whether he has a cap or no cap, whether he has ears or no ear, whether he knows English or Telugu. There are so many people speaking about God in internet. But what is the right place for you to learn from? What is the authority from which you should learn from? It's very important, isn't it? Like you choose your, when you go to a hospital, you go to Apollo hospitals or Care Hospital or Sunshine Hospital, right? You want to make sure, right? If somebody keeps, have you seen that fellow who keeps a tent and he writes all the problems on the planet I'll solve? You see those tents outside? Huh? Body problem, sex problem, this problem, that problem, pura with photographs. He keeps it. How many have gone to the tent here? Nobody has gone. Isn't it? Because we have some intelligence. That doctor means he should be in a hospital, there is a way. This roadside fellow, he's telling he'll solve all the problems. We never go there because we are educated. In the same way, when you want to go to and learn spiritual subject matters, you should go to a right place. You should not go to any place that comes on the road or any guru is speaking. Whether he might speak good English also. These days, gurus speak very good English. Or any person who can speak English becomes a guru, right? Or anybody who can speak Sanskrit. बोलते संस्कृत आ गया, बोलते संस्कृत आ गया. सीखने संस्कृत, मुंह में संस्कृत, गुरु बन जाएगा क्या? Just because you know Sanskrit, you become a guru? Sanskrit is a language. It has got nothing to do with spirituality. Let me be very, very clear about it. Sanskrit is a language. It is useful. It is more useful for spiritual science because it's a perfect language. Right? It's a language your body understands. Not only your mind, but also the body. We'll discuss about the importance of Sanskrit. But just knowing Sanskrit doesn't mean that you understood the Bhagavad Gita. There are a lot of people who can recite words of Bhagavad Gita. Sanskrit. You'll tell all the 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Does it mean you know Bhagavad Gita? No. Bhagavad Gita can be known only when you learn under a guru, under a proper method. There is a process you learn. Knowing Sanskrit is not knowing Bhagavad Gita. It's a language. So you should know who is the authority. That's the whole point. Who is the authority? Next. Inquire and get your answers from the authority. You should not hesitate to ask. Once I was, my friend took me to a place where there was one Baba who was sitting in this big hall and he claimed that he is God. Then I had some questions. I always ask questions in my life. I don't know why. I asked a question. If you are God, can you immediately one person came? Sir, can you please go outside? Right? I'm asking a question. What is it? No. Baba doesn't like asking questions. You go outside. So why it is like that? Why is spirituality like that? Why question cannot be asked? Questions have to be asked. But asked in a very respectful way. Tadviti pratipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam jnana tattva darshana. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that you should ask questions. Arjuna, ask questions. In fact, I'll tell you the beauty of Vedic literatures. All the Vedic literatures, it's always a conversation between two people. You will never find a Vedic literature where one person is speaking. Come and show me. Shiv Puran, Vishnu Puran, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Arjuna, both of them are speaking. Any Vedic literature is not about one person speaking. It's about two people speaking. One person is asking, another person is answering. One person is questioning, another person is clarifying. Right? So, in our culture, in Sanatana Dharma, we don't believe anything just because we are told to believe. We have every right to ask questions. every right to understand and take time to understand. And not everybody can understand everything. That is why we have so many scriptures. We'll discuss about that level of scriptures later. But understand that spirituality doesn't mean blind belief. We have to have logical reasoning behind whatever we do. Otherwise, we are called Kripana. Kripana means what? Kanjus, misers. If we don't do these activities, then we are called as Kanjus. Because we are not using our intelligence for anything higher. I'll tell you one very important thing. There are 3 things required for knowledge to transmit from the speaker to the recipient. 3 things required. If these 3 things are there, knowledge will pakka go from this heart to that heart. Right? What are the 3 things? 1, there should be respect for the speaker. If you don't have respect for the speaker, then I'm not telling respect me. I'm saying respect Prabhupada, who has translated Bhagavad Gita. Respect the parampara from where this knowledge is coming. Respect Lord Krishna, who has spoken this knowledge. If you don't have respect for Krishna, how can you understand Bhagavad Gita? Again, one is respect for the speaker. Second most important thing, you should be desperate for the answer. The person who is sitting there should be desperate to get answers. It's not like, Prabhuji, a question hai, if you want to tell, you tell, otherwise that's okay. Then the knowledge will not transmit. You know what I'm saying? You should be desperate for the answer. Like, Prabhuji, you told me I'm equal to animal. How can you say that? Desperately, I want to know what is the difference. Right? There should be desperateness in the listener. And the third thing, you should have gratitude towards God that you have brought that speaker into my life. 3 things. Right? Third is, thank you, Krishna, that you have got this class happening, or this parampara has come into my life from where I'm learning it. So what are the 3 things again? Number 1, respect for the speaker. 2, desperate for the answer. 3, gratitude to God for whatever that is happening. If these 3 things are there, knowledge will transmit. Automatically transmit. You don't need to do anything extraordinary. Just sit there in the right head. That's what Krishna says. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Sevaya. You should also serve. You should not be eager to serve. Wherever you go, serve. What can I do? Like Mataji came, she came first. She was like, what should I do? Can I do something here? Right? Service attitude should be there. Like Mataji told, I find happiness when I serve. Right? When you serve only, you get knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, you will not understand sitting like this on AC couch. Bolo Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, was he sitting in AC? Centralized AC? He was sitting between 2 battlefields. Right? Kauravas and Pandavas, everybody is holding the arrows to slice each other's neck. Nothing less. And they were very good at doing that. One little lack of attention, your neck is gone. And that is the situation in which Krishna and Arjuna are speaking. How are we sitting? Is there a battlefield here? No. Right? To understand Bhagavad Gita in a relaxed way will not work. You have to get into the intensity. And that is the reason we are doing this course. Because this course will increase a desire in you that I want to learn. Right? Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita, how do you understand from day one? And like, come on, that environment has to come into your mind. You should become like Arjuna to learn like Arjuna. Arjuna learned Bhagavad Gita because he was Arjuna. But are we Arjunas here? No. So we have to bring that desire inside us. To bring that desire inside us, we are doing this course called Science of Self-Realization. We are in the first session today. Right? So Bhagavad Gita answers basic questions. Right? Why am I always looking for happiness? What is stopping me from being happy? What are the problems? Why are problems coming to me? What are the real problems in life? How do I solve these real problems in life? Is there a process to permanently solve these problems? Can I achieve uninterrupted and unconditional happiness? The fundamental questions people have. Where will you find these answers from? Did you find in your textbooks? Wherever you studied? No, you did not find. Bhagavad Gita is going to give answers to this, right? Where can I find these answers? So if anybody asks, what are the things you are going to learn from Bhagavad Gita? There are 5 things that you are going to learn. At the end of, whenever we finish Bhagavad Gita by Krishna's grace, 5 things will be full clarified to you. Number 1, repeat after me. Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara. These 5 things, fundamentally you all will learn. There will not be a single doubt. Who is Ishvara? Ishvara means God. Who is that God? Right? If he is God, why is he God? Second, who is Jiva? Jiva means soul. Me. Prakriti, what is this material world? What is this universe? Who is Prakriti? You'll understand. Karma, what are the activities, actions? Why are they happening? Why there is a reaction for every action? Right? And Kala. Kala means time. What is this time? Who started this time? When the time is going, I'm becoming old. Younger people are becoming old. Older people are becoming young again. Meaning dying and becoming. But the point is, who started this time? Where did this Kala Chakra start? Right? Does it stop also? All these things will get clarity when you learn Bhagavad Gita. Right? Yeah. So, this one thing I'll cover in the next 10 minutes and we'll wrap up. Okay. So, what are the real problems in life? Does anybody here have problems? Come on, tell me. You have problems or no? है ना? Problem है ना? सभी को problem है? Okay, what are the real problems in life? If you become a president, if you become a president of a country or a prime minister of a country, what are the problems you'll remove? What are the real problems? Healthcare education. Yes. But in America, it's not a problem. In India, it's a problem, right? Yeah. Okay. America also it's a problem. Yeah. What are the problems? What are the real problems? How do you define a real problem? Right? What are the real problems? Illiteracy? Oh, you already attended, so you're keeping quiet. Thank you. Yeah. You already know this. Yeah. So, see, many people have a problem, right? For somebody who's going to school, homework is a problem. Again, he finished his school, job is a problem. You find a job, boss is a problem. Right? So, you get married. I didn't say anything. Looks like a common problem. Right? So, the point is, everybody has different problems. But Bhagavad Gita explains what are the real problems. Because everybody is one. See, for somebody, traffic is a problem. But in a village, traffic is not a problem. Because you're living in a city, it's a problem, isn't it? So, how do I define what is a real problem? Bhagavad Gita explains there are 3 criteria to define what is a real problem. A human being should work on this real problem, not on artificial problems. Isn't it? Home loan is a problem. Only to the person who has taken a home loan, isn't it? For a person who doesn't have a home loan, Hari bol, no problem. So, what are the real problems? Do these have, like, if you become a president, violence is a problem, exploitation problem? No, all these things are okay. But is there a criteria? Right? Is there a criteria for knowing the real problems in life? Yes. There are 3 criteria. Number 1. What is the number 1? It's everyone's problem. Meaning it's literally everyone's problem. Nobody on the planet can say it's not my problem. You're not getting good water in your house. Is it a problem? It's a problem. Is it a real problem? No. Because he is getting good water in his house. I am not getting good water. Isn't it? Is it everyone's problem? Then only it's a problem. What is the next criteria? No one wants it. No one wants it. Nobody will come and tell, that this it's okay with me to have this problem. Nobody will tell that. Okay? Next. No one can avoid it. I can avoid it. You know what? It's their problem. It will never come to me. It will come to you also. Every single person in the planet will get it. You cannot avoid it. You don't want it. Right? And it's everyone's problem. Then only it's a problem. Otherwise, all the time we are into so many thoughts, right? I have this problem, that problem, this problem. But Bhagavad Gita says, unless these 3 criteria are fulfilled, don't consider a problem as a problem. Now tell me, what are those problems which fit this criteria? Death. Yeah. Is it everyone's problem? Is anybody here who is not going to die? कोई ऐसा है जो मरेगा नहीं यहाँ पे? It's not a problem. Right? Yeah, but death is a problem. I'll tell you why. It's a very good question asked. Can everybody lift your hand like this? Just lift your hand. Look at your hand, your own hand. Look at your thumb. Nicely look at your thumb. From all angles. You keep it down. Okay, now I have a proposal. I'll give you 100 rupees. Give me your thumb. तो 100 rupees बहुत कम होता है. ठीक है, 10,000 rupees. Anybody has a knife? Raju, do you have a knife? Sakuna, knife is ready. Okay, Prabhu, 1 lakh rupees. Come on, isse zyada nahi. I want your thumb. Anybody? 1 lakh instantly, now itself. Anybody? 1 crore? 1 crore for a thumb. Come on, guys. One thumb, 1 crore rupees. You're not ready to give. Nobody here is ready to give 1 thumb. No, 1 thumb for 1 crore rupees. You know what is death? Your entire body is taken out without giving a single penny. Without your permission, without any notice, without your willingness, it's just snatched away. And as soon as your body is snatched away, your children, your husband, your wife, your parents, everything is gone. Right? All your identity is this body, isn't it? Is death painful? It's very painful. In fact, Garuda Puran explains that death is as painful as 47,000 scorpions biting at the same time. 47,000 scorpions biting at the same time. How many had a scorpion bite here? Anybody? You can't understand that. How can you understand? You know why people die of scorpion bite? Not because of poison. Not because of poison. Because of pain. It's so painful. The pain kills you. Like literally your heart goes wherever it bites. And imagine 47,000 scorpion bites at a time. Same time sting. That is called death. And by the way, all of us are going to experience it one day. I'm sorry. But can I make it less painful? Yes. That is why we're reading Bhagavad Gita. Right? Why is it so painful? Because somebody is going to snatch away everything that you have. Everything that you have is going to be snatched away in a single shot. Whether you're a Marathi, Tamilian, Gujarati, whether a Punjabi, American, from wherever, whichever corner you are, it is going to be painful. Whether you're old, young, this is going to be painful. Do you think old people are like, gale lag ja, I'm happy, I'm going to die now? No, no old person is right to die. No young person is right to die because this is so painful. Gone, everything is gone. In a second, everything is gone. Everything is gone. Very painful. Right? So that's why it's a problem. What is another problem that fits this criteria? These 3 criteria: death and birth. Is birth a problem? Is it a problem? Yeah, birth is a problem because the moment you take birth, you die. पैदा हुआ तो मरना ही पड़ेगा. So birth is a problem. How many here have taken a choice and taken birth here? Lift your hand. I want to take birth in India, in Andhra Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu, in that location, Google Map. You've taken the birth like that? How many here have taken a birth, selecting what kind of face you want, what kind of nose you want, what kind of color you want? Have you taken birth with all the choices? Have you chosen your parents? No. You're just thrown somewhere. Right? And you're growing up there. Isn't it? Is birth a problem? It is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam in 3rd canto in the discussion between Kapila Muni, not Kapil Dev, Kapila Muni and his mother Devahuti. They are discussing what happens inside the womb. And this scripture, when it was read by people in Britain, the doctors were shocked that this kind of knowledge was written millions of years ago, exactly telling what happens inside the womb of a woman. Week-wise detail is given in the scripture. Can you imagine? Without any operation, without any X-ray, without any CT scan, they could tell what happens inside the womb from day 1 till 9th month. And there it is explained that the soul is crying inside. बच्चा जब लात मारता है अंदर क्या कर रहा है? मम्मा ये देखो ये लात मार रहा है, वो मर रहा है अंदर. He is struggling inside. He wants to get out of that mess. How many of you want to be inside a bag of urine and pus? You like to be in a bag of urine and pus? No. How many want to be, latka fai ulta, upar niche, right? Legs super, head down. How many of you want? No, none of us want. You might say, Prabhu, but he is not conscious now. Who told he is not conscious? You think he is not conscious. Soul is completely conscious. From the 3rd month onwards, he is fully conscious. He is struggling and beating himself inside. Scriptures explain. Insects are biting him inside in that fluid. Bacteria is biting him inside. He can't even scratch himself properly because his hands are not completely formed. Right? He is crying and crying. At the 9th month, he cries to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, please, I did a mistake of coming back again. Scriptures, we all prayed. We all prayed. I will not do that mistake again. This time when I go outside, I will learn about you. I will not take birth again. But right after you come outside, what happens? Maya. Hey, Gigi. Woo! Parents, world, toys, chocolates, school, done. We all forget why we have taken birth. How we have taken birth. We forget. Scriptures explain this knowledge. You have to read that. I'm giving you a very, very surface level knowledge. You don't have to believe because I told it. You can yourself go and read it. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. In internet, you can type and go. So now, birth is a problem. What other problem fits this criteria? Old age. How many like old age here? Anybody who likes being old or wants to become old? Huh? If I take one decision, or I make one decision in this colony, 75% of the colony will go into depression. All I have to do is stop the sale of hair dyes. Finish. 75% will go into depression. I will not come out of the house. Just one small decision, stop hair dye sale. Khatam. Right? That is how artificially we are living, thinking that we are young. Or trying to look like young, trying to look like, I'm fit and young. But actually we are getting old. Nobody likes old age. How many of you have gone to the God and told, Mujhe buda bana do? Have you told like that? No. Nobody likes old age. See, once I went to a hospital and I had to meet my friend upstairs. So I was going through a general ward. So I was walking through the ward and one old fellow was sitting on the bed and he was crying. Like this, he was holding it, he was crying. Oh, I was crying. I didn't know why he was crying. I had to meet my friend, so I thought, okay, while coming back, I'll know why is he crying. So I went up, met my friend, and then I was coming back to the general ward. Again, I saw he's crying. I went and asked the nurse, what is, it doesn't look like he has got any problem. Why is he crying? He's saying he is not able to take out the nails of his toe. He has a nail cutter. He is not able to remove the nails of his toe. Do you think that will happen to you too? It will happen to you too. A day will come where you can't cut your own nails. I don't know how many of your grandparents have called you to cut their nails. That is called old age. When I call you home, what do you ask? Probably which flat, which floor, which flat and which block. When you become old, what do you ask? Which floor? Is there a lift? Everything will ask, because that is old age. Old age means everything goes down, all repair, all parts will go for repair. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. So old age is a problem. Is it everyone's problem? Yes. Does anyone want it? No. Can anyone avoid it? No. That's why it's a problem. What is the 4th problem? There are only 4 problems. Disease. Disease is a problem. Does everyone want it? Can anyone avoid it? No. It's disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. These are the problems. Nobody likes cancer, but you'll get cancer. Nobody likes corona. I don't know. But everybody got corona, don't worry. Isn't it? The point is, disease is a problem. Nobody goes and prays to the God, right? Krishna, Krishna, cancer. Did you see anyone praying like that? No. Everybody wants to get rid of problems. But what are the main 4 problems in life? Repeat after me. 13th chapter and 9th sloka. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Dukkha doshanu darshanam. Dukkha doshanu darshanam. Birth, death, old age and disease. Lord Krishna is so simple way. One of the shlokas is telling, hey Arjuna, these are the 4 main problems of life that actually we should work on. We as human beings should not work on any other problem except these 4 problems. If you are able to solve this problem, then our human birth has a meaning. But can you solve this problem? Please stay in the queue. We'll meet next week. But Prabhuji, you told this class is about happiness. You are leaving us with problems. That's okay. We'll get answer because there was lack of time. There's much more to discuss. We will continue this first session next week. Is it okay? Yeah. Any questions now? Any criteria? Sorry, any not criteria. Any questions? Any reflections? You can pass on the mic. Who has the mic? You can ask anyone. What is there in Prasadam today?
So just wanted to ask, all these sessions will be there on Sundays?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. And timings would be?
7:30 to 10.
Till 10.
I wantedly kept it 7:30 a little early because you can plan your rest of the Sunday.
Yeah.
If I keep it 10 o'clock, then relative will come, neighbor will come, somebody will die,
Movie tickets.
movie tickets will come, so many problems will come. And you can also get up in the morning, just take bath and come. No need to start cooking or anything. We have prasadam here, just have prasadam. And I've requested, please bring your spouses also. Tell him the real problems of life. If they're not come, please bring them, because I'm telling you, spiritual life should not be done alone. If you do alone, then you're not going to be happy eventually. Because you will talk about Janma Mrityu Jaravadi, she'll talk about cooker, grinder, AC. You will not match. Matching is very important. Okay. So was it okay today? Was it too fast? Huh? We're starting very, very preliminary, very, very preliminary, right? We'll go like this. Miss Mataji, you came a little late, I think. A good name? Oh, your wife. Oh, thank you. So probably will tell you the remaining problems. You came a little late. Even kids, who are 6+ years, they can nicely understand what we're speaking. This knowledge was given to children. 5 years plus, they should get spiritual knowledge. From young age itself, they'll become very positive. They'll understand what is life, purposeful life, right? And children who are below 5 don't think they're not learning. They're learning. One most important thing they're learning. You know what they're learning? They're seeing their parents learning. So when they see their parents are learning, when they become big and there is a similar session going on, they will remember, oh, my parents used to sit and listen. I should also sit and listen. Right? So you're teaching them the sanskar of sitting and listening. That's a very great lesson. Forget about Bhagavad Gita. They can learn anytime. But the mere fact to sit down and listen, is a very, very important quality you should develop. Right? So a lot more to learn in Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. And today we always end the lecture with the Narsimha Arti, right? So we pray to Lord Narsingadev. You all know Lord Narsingadev, right? The one who saved Prahlad, right? A small devotee. So why do we sing Narsinga Arti? Is because we want Lord Narsimha to protect our devotion. Whatever little devotion we have started, whatever little spiritual life we have started, please Krishna help me continue this. Right? So some of you have not come with your whole family. So please take your prasadam and take their prasadam also. Because you ordered for like 100 people. Right? So please feel free to take prasadam and give it to your neighbors also if you want to give. So we'll sing the Narsinga Arti and wrap up. You can try to follow after me. You can try to sing after me. Okay? Try to. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilakantana ito narasimha parato narasimha yato yato yami tato narasimha bahir narasimha hridaye narasimha Narasimhamahim sharanam prapade Tavakara kamala varena kamadbhuta shinda Dalita hiranyakashipu Tanu brahma Keshavadhrita narahari rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Tavakara Kamala Varena Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanupinda Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol भक्त विघ्ननाश नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्रील गुरुदेव की निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल. So please forgive me if I have spoken anything inappropriate. I am also learning. I am not any guru, as I said in the beginning, just trying to repeat what I have learned from my guru. And I am very grateful for every family who has come here. And my humble request is say something positive in the group that we have created, because there are a lot of families who said they'll come and they have not come. Because generally people have an apprehension. Unfortunately, there is apprehension that religions means always agarbatti and nariyal. No, there is much more to it. Right? There is so much knowledge that people can learn. So please encourage your friends, encourage your neighbors, your relatives, if they can come here in the morning, Sunday morning, and join us, because we have just started. And one good thing is we have not finished the session. So there will be a little 10% repetition of what I've done next week as a recap. And then we'll finish the session, right? So it's still not late for anyone new to come. So please encourage and help each other, help yourself and help others also reach Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So please honor Prashadam. We have Prashadam there. And please take your home also. Whoever has not come or could not come here today. Hare Krishna. Thank you.